Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing something a little bit special. We're here at Thaipusam in Penang, and we're gonna be going around in there shooting a bunch of street photography. It looks pretty busy, pretty packed, and it's gonna be pretty fun. I've got my Leica M6 and I'm shooting HP5. So yeah, we're just gonna head in, do a couple laps, see if anything's interesting that we can maybe make a print of. The festival's pretty intense. It's this huge Hindu festival where, you know, devotees will carry these huge kavadis. A lot of them kind of pierce their bodies, and we'll try and see if we can head up there, shoot along the way, and yeah, we'll see what we can make. So today I'm going to be shooting HP5, and I might push it to 800 just because I want some extra shutter speed. Can get some fast moving kind of stuff because there's going to be people playing drums, there's going to be a lot of activity happening. It's pretty bright out, but we're in a bit of a shady area, so I just want that extra stop. So I'm going to meter for 400 and then push to 800, I think. Yeah, there you go. So for today, we're shooting the Leica M6, and I've got my Voigtlander 35 1.4. Okay, let's go. You might not be able to hear me when we're in there, but we'll try our best. Okay, taking a quick breather because it's getting a little bit overwhelming. So I feel like street photography, like in the city or something, like it's still relatively decently paced. There's not this many people, so I think it's a little bit overwhelming right now. So I'm just gonna try and focus on like little interactions. You know, you kind of want to shoot everybody that's interesting looking, but everyone is interesting. So I think we're gonna slow down a little bit, look for little details. Yeah, and then see what kind of looks good to print.
Manada
Okay, so we're done for the day. It was really hot and sweaty, but it was really fun. I haven't been to Thaipusam in a while. I think we got some good shots. I would have loved to have had more film, because towards the end there was some pretty interesting stuff going on, but you know, we'll save that for the next round. Yeah, I guess all that's left to do is get back and develop. So yeah, I'll catch you in the darkroom. Okay, so we're back in the studio. The film has been developed and it's in the process of drying. And I was kind of thinking while I was developing about street photography. And for me, it's been a while since I've done street photography. I guess to that intensity. I used to shoot a lot of street photography when I was getting into film and film photography, and then eventually I kind of found my way more into sort of longer term projects, slower kind of mediums, like medium format, large format, a lot more portrait kind of, generally kind of more restrained, slower sort of work, and then suddenly getting back into street photography in such a hectic and intense sort of festival. Like it was a little challenging at first, but I don't know, after a while I started like really loving it again, and I think that's getting me excited again about photography, which is what I wanted this whole thing to be about, so I'm really happy with that. So there's quite a few shots that I liked. For the sake of the video, we're gonna pick one print, and then yeah, we'll see where we go from there. I'm not gonna really mess around too much with getting contact prints because I've scanned everything, so I kind of have my digital contact prints. And then I think, yeah, we'll pick one and we'll get to printing. All right. Dust. I hate dust. Dust is the enemy of all film photographers. Alright, so my frame is in the carrier. So the photo I selected was the photo of the little boy who was peeking his head through one of the offerings, and he was kind of trying to pet this chicken. I think it might have popped up in the video already. So I shot quite a few in that scene. There were quite a few where he was looking at me, but it felt a little bit like too posed. So that was a nice kind of calm one, pretty much the last frame on the roll, where he was looking a bit more natural, and I think that would translate a little bit better as a print. So we're going to go with that one. Let me get my framing and crop all set up, and then we can run some test strips. So my image is gonna kind of be this way. The chicken will be popping up around here, and the little boy will be somewhere here. So I kind of want my test strip to go maybe across this way, or even kind of down the middle. So we'll try and position it. So I'm just gonna go kind of like a bit of a diagonal this way. And then we're gonna go in 5-second increments, so let's go. And now into the developer. So if you're new to darkroom photography, darkroom printing, and you're not really sure what I'm doing with these test prints, basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to gauge my exposure for the paper. So like in a camera, we have an exposure meter, or you have an external handheld one. For darkroom printing, it's a little bit more trial and error. Generally, based on experience, we can kind of know if our negative is a little bit more dense, a little bit less, roughly the exposure, but we still need to know the areas that are darker and lighter in the specific image that we're printing. So how we do that is we've got test strips. And basically what the test strips are doing is they're allowing me to expose this strip to increasing amounts of light.
the more light you kind of give it, the darker it's going to get, and then the less, obviously, the lighter it's going to get. So I guess if you, I'll explain. All right, so I want to put my test strip across an area that obviously I want to test. So like earlier, I tested the face and a little bit of the chicken. So, you know, imagine we're kind of on a slant a little bit this way. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick an interval time. So I went for around 5 seconds, and then I'm going to cover up the test strip, hit this area for 5 seconds, and then I'll reveal a little bit more. 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds. And what that does is it's going to build the exposure as we go. So for example, if I cover this up, this area is going to get 5 seconds, right? So we'll draw a line somewhere here. And then if I reveal a little bit more, this area is going to get 5 seconds. And this area is also going to get an additional 5 seconds. So now this first area is up to 15, and then this is 10 and 5, and then that keeps going throughout the whole test strip. So by the end of it, it looks something like that. We've got 5 all the way up to 25 seconds, and we can kind of see which exposure looks the best. All right, so our first full test, which is already looking pretty good. So the main thing for me is that the chicken is still a little bit bright, and then we've got this whole section here that feels a little bit too bright as well, because like there's some nice detail in here, a little bit over here, there's a man. So I kind of want to darken this whole area and a little bit of that chicken. So maybe I'll try and see if we give it an extra stop on this side, and maybe we'll see where we are. Maybe half a stop on the chicken, and yeah, we'll see where we are. I'm periodically fanning so that dust doesn't fall onto the print. All right, so now we are gonna burn in that highlight. So come in, ease out, and burn in this area. Trying to get a nice curve, and I'm fading it out so we don't see too harsh of a line. All right, and the final step is to burn in that chicken for a little bit. So for the chicken, we're just gonna go for about a half stop. All right, here we go. Nice and slow. All right. That was good. I can already see that left side coming in quite a bit quicker. A lot more balanced, yeah. All right, so this is looking like our final, I think. Yeah, you can really see compared to these two areas, this whole section is a lot more balanced now. Like you can see more detail in here. The ground is actually kind of, you can actually see the detail there, whereas here it's just washed out. Our chicken is looking really nice as well. A lot more balanced, everything. So yeah, I think that might be our final. There it is. That's our final print. Wow. Yeah, what a ride. I think Thaipusam was really intense, but also really fun. I haven't shot that kind of fast-paced street photography in a long time, and it was really fun to get back into it. It was really, you know, it's like a trial by fire. Like everything was happening. It was so intense, but you know, we got some good shots. I'm really happy with what we made, and the print looks really good. So yeah, thank you for coming along on this journey. Also, thank you to my camera person, who is also my partner, Ashley. I think the both of us, we were shooting for pretty much the whole day, and yeah, I feel like we came close to having like a heat stroke at some point because it was so hot. But yeah, big thank you to her, and to you for following along. I hope this is at least a little bit insightful or interesting for people who don't know about this festival or about film photography. But either way, glad to have you with me. And yeah, I don't know, I guess, you know, the usual: YouTube, like and subscribe. Please do check out my website, the socials, and yeah, I guess that's all for today. I'm gonna clean up, and I'll see you in the next video.